when we say non-verbal, when we say, okay, you are present in that communication, still playing a role, how to do that? What is the effective of actually being involved in a communication by being non-verbal, yet being effective?
So, there were some tips and tricks that we learned as, while in our growing years, during our graduation and our postgrad, that, you should be open in your body language. Body language was of prime importance because that is exactly what talks about, are you welcoming to a person? So if you remember this one big thing about not crossing your hands and sitting because it shows that you are closed.
Right.
Whereas, there are certain myths also around it because it's about how comfortable you are.
Right.
But to be to be open around people, in case someone walks in, you just don't turn around and let that person come and have that warmth. Those are certain non-verbal cues of telling people that yes, you're welcome here and not cutting them off. And these are something which comes naturally, Rishabh. I think body language is something you can learn over time.
Right.
But you have to very consciously develop it because, again, why non-verbal communication actually supersedes other forms of communication is because it's very subconscious. So it genuinely tells other people what we are feeling or what we want to communicate. We can still play around with our words when we are talking or when we are writing something. But playing around with your non-verbal cues is a little different and difficult.
So, any tips for all the youngsters there who are willing to get into corporates, applying for jobs, giving a lot of interviews as to what kind of body gestures should they have? Of course, there are no as such rules, as you said. It's very subconscious, but any kind of tips that you'd like to share with them?
For any professional during an interview or any communication per se when we are in the corporate setup, it's very important to understand our personal space. I think that's one thing which I definitely emphasize on when talking about body language or any sort of non-verbal cues is to maintain your personal space and respect the other person's personal space. For example, when we go in for an interview and we can't just put all our stuff on the table because the table is not ours. We need to be very courteous about it and check if we can place our stuff on top of that table. That's about respecting the personal space of the other people because you're definitely, or in most cases, being invited to someone's cabin. Right? Which is his or her space.
Right.
So I generally ask people to have their hands locked around themselves and just understand that this is your personal space. You can't go beyond this. Even with your hand gestures, you can't go beyond this space.
Interesting. I think that's a very interesting insight that you've given and how an HR professional looks at it when you're actually giving an interview or a GD. It's not just about what you're saying, it's about your hand movements and how considerate or empathetic you are towards the others. It's a very important fact and it's a wonderful input. I like to add another point in terms of non-verbal communication. I guess when you're communicating, it's another part of non-verbal is your smile. And of course, it's an expression, but this is one of the expression that is very seldomly used during, especially during interviews and any communication. So please do. That really creates a very huge impact. You can see that right now if I'm smiling and saying something, the entire demeanor changes. So please do that alongside all the wonderful tips that Rashi has shared. Can you elaborate on that for us? How modulation plays a very important role?
Modulation is basically about being able to tell about how you feel. Again, it's again a non-verbal communication and that's how it mostly works. So if you see in presentations, for example, and we use that modulation even in written communication, we might not realize that, but we do use that. So for example, bolding your text, underlining your text. Why do you do that when you do it? Using a different color, right? These are things where we want to emphasize on something. So we sort of bold it. And when we're talking about it, our tone automatically changes. Also, your camera angle, given the digital age, eye contact can change very, drastically. So again, given that once someone asked about remote working, so again, eye contact is something you'll have to ensure and have your camera set right at the angle of your eyes rather than just putting it on, ahead or below. Because when you put your camera below in such days, you tend to think that someone's looking down upon you, right? So those are things which sort of, and if you see that a lot of people give non-verbal cues through eye contact, like they will be hesitant of making an eye contact. People generally don't trust people who don't make eye contact. It says a lot about people.
Right.
So, very necessary. These are all subconscious things, but very necessary.